Good morning. I am Kelli Kelley, the founder and CEO of Hand to Hold, and we are delighted to have you join us today. Thank you for being with us for Coffee with Kelli. This is something that we do quarterly to keep our donors and supporters updated on the impact that we are having in the lives of NICU families. And we're just delighted that you're here with us today. Today, I'm going to be updating you on several big announcements, updates on some things that we've been working on throughout 2021, and you're going to be the first to hear some of these exciting new developments for Hand to Hold. As we go, feel free to put any questions that you have into the Q&A, and if time allows at the end, I will do my best to answer those for you. So let's get going. We have a lot to cover this morning. We like to start with our values. These are more than just words on a page for us at Hand to Hold. It's really who we are, and it's what we try to do in all of our programming. Belonging. We foster safe and caring spaces for NICU families to heal. Compassion. Recognize the heartache and grief and trauma that NICU families experience. Equity, we are committed to fairness and impartiality in all that we do. Integrity, we're trustworthy, honest, reliable, authentic, and accountable. Bold, we are thought leaders and change makers. And growth, we are always learning, developing new and innovative ways of improving outcomes for NICU babies and families. And you're going to hear a lot more about that growth today. It is customary that we share what we call a mission moment in each of our board meetings, staff meetings, and Coffee with Kelli, so you can see these values come to life. I'm excited this morning to introduce you to the Rakinya family. They are out of Tyler, Texas, and we're supported by Hand to Hold at our partner hospital, Christus Mother Francis. So in their own words, I'm going to introduce to you now, this is Abby and Diego talking about their son Abel's NICU journey and how Hand to Hold helps support them.
Download the new app that they have now. So, Hand to Hold is an amazing program.
I would encourage a mom that feels alone, that feels, like she has no hope. Like, I would really encourage you to download, the Hand to Hold app and connect with somebody, connect with the Whitney like I did, and just know like they're there for you, they're there for your support, they're there to support you. Because they've been through that as well. So they know how it feels. They know like that you're not alone and through this NICU journey.
So that was just a little snippet of some video that we captured, and that's a rough cut, but we're going to be using that to turn that into some more information about Hand to Hold and our support system. So here on the screen, you see a shot of the mobile app that Abby was talking about. So now through this convenient, accessible mobile app, you can connect to our trained, peer-certified family support specialist. Used to, that was only through our partner hospitals, but now through this app, we're making support available in both English and Spanish for NICU families and bereaved families and NICU graduate families. So we are so excited about how this app has been used, and we are getting amazing feedback. The app launched in May, and we have many families all across the country connecting to our team of family support specialists. So more to come on that. With resources like our mobile app, Hand to Hold is using technology to break down common barriers to mental health support. Hand to Hold makes support accessible for all families by making sure that everything is free and available in English and Spanish. Hand to Hold is working to ensure that all NICU families have access to support before, during, and after their NICU journey. COVID has challenged Hand to Hold to grow in ways that we never thought possible before. Just like I'm coming to you today through a virtual session, we wouldn't have probably thought about this just 18 months, 2 years ago, but now we are able to meet families where they are all over the country. You're seeing a few ways there on our screen, including our podcast. But let's see, in 2020, we served approximately 30,000 families. We're projecting to serve 47,000 families by the end of this year. So with the introduction of virtual support groups, which we launched last year, we have been supporting families in more than 21 states so far. And like I mentioned, in our app and in our virtual support groups, we provide support for many different types of families. So moms on bed rest, bereaved families, we have affinity groups for Black families, for Spanish-speaking families, and NICU graduate families. So really trying to make sure that we are personalizing our support and meeting families where they are to provide the most impact in their NICU journey. We have set a very bold goal for growth that we want to serve 40% at least. I hope we just blow this number out of the water with all of our new announcements, but it is our goal to serve 40% of all NICU families by the end of 2026. So that's 5 years, and I just welcome you to watch us grow as we accelerate using technology to break down these barriers. To grow, we know our board and our staff must grow with us. So I'm very excited to introduce you today to our two newest board members. They're both NICU dads, and we are just so excited to have Ephraim join us. He is the owner of Viva Pediatrics out of Dallas, Texas. He and his family has been active in Hand to Hold for many, many years and longtime supporters. And we are just delighted that he is bringing all of his business and growth and entrepreneurial experience to Hand to Hold. So we're just delighted to welcome him in January. And we're also welcoming Matt Lawson. Matt had a baby born about 3 years ago who had many challenges, including a heart defect. So he knows all about the challenges of a long NICU stay. And he is the owner of NutriTube Medical, and he's out of Corpus Christi, and he's also a renowned chef. So I am just so excited to welcome Matt to our board as well. Now I want to welcome, introduce you to all of our new staff members since our last Coffee with Kelly, and this really will show you our continued growth. So first is Cheney Barton-Nichols. She is our marketing manager, and she has amazing social media skills and is helping us get the word out and awareness of Hand to Hold like we never have before. So delighted to have her. Kaylee is my amazing executive assistant. She works very hard to keep me organized and on time, and I don't make it easy. Just delighted to have her. Nora is our new development coordinator, and she's a recent transplant to Austin out of Chicago, and she's a theater lover from heart in her heart, and she is bringing so much creativity and new ideas to our fundraising team. So we're so excited to have her. And Renly is our new online store coordinator. Store sales for our Milestone Bead program and our educational resources have really taken off in the last few months. And I have to believe that is because of her amazing customer service. So we're so excited to have Renly on board so we can get more of our materials out to more hospitals. Okay, so in other exciting news, I'm very excited to share from August 15th to September 11th, our national sponsor Huggies partnered with Meijer, who we see as kind of the HEB of the Midwest, if you will, on our first retailer event benefiting Hand to Hold. This is something I have dreamed about for a very, very long time. So we are just so excited that more than 250 stores featured our program, Hand to Hold, along with a buyback program with Huggies, and we'll receive more than $50,000 from this amazing buyback campaign. And so when I was out in Chicago, that's me there in Chicago, I was able during the Academy of Neonatal Nurses conference last week to run by and see one of these end caps in person. So we just thank Huggies and Meijer for making this possible and helping us raise awareness like never before throughout the Midwest. So thank you so much. More exciting news to celebrate Breastfeeding Awareness Month. We partnered with our hospitals to host what we called Milkathon to educate families about the importance of pumping and breastfeeding in the NICU. And that was made possible by our wonderful sponsor, URS Medical. So thank you, URS. We appreciate you being part of this and making this happen in our partner hospitals. We hope to make this a national campaign as we continue to grow next year. So Our development team wanted me to let you know that we have exciting news. We have just launched a new peer-to-peer fundraising platform to make peer-to-peer fundraising easier for all of our NICU families and supporters. So we did this in conjunction with NICU Awareness Month this month. And so we've already had a soft launch. You're going to see much more about this in the coming weeks. And we invite you to join us. You can use the hashtag 1in7baby to bring awareness to the NICU and raise much needed funding to help us expand our programming. We welcome you to start a peer-to-peer campaign anytime to celebrate a birthday or a major milestone for your child or your family. But we're going to also have a really exciting campaign kicking off in November for Prematurity Awareness Month, where we're going to capture 1 in 7 babies born preterm. So we're just really excited about this new platform and what it's going to be able to do for us on a national level to invite families to support us by doing peer-to-peer fundraising. So you'll get a link to this information in a follow-up email. We're also excited upcoming NICU Community Conference. This is something we've been working on for well over a year. We are delighted. Registration opens today. This is the first virtual free conference for NICU parents and NICU professionals. Again, virtual and free. This is on improving family-centered care in their NICU. So across 3 days, we will feature 37 speakers and 3 tracks that participants can choose from for NICU parents, NICU professionals, and a Spanish-speaking track. Our speakers will be covering critical topics such as maternal and paternal mental health, nutrition, trauma-informed care, cultural competence in the NICU, vicarious trauma, self-care, advocacy, bereavement, discharge planning, and so much more. So again, in that follow-up email, we will share links for registration for our free conference. We invite you and ask you to please share that with your networks. Spread it on your social channels and make sure that NICU professionals within your hospital systems know that this is available for them November 3rd through 5th during Prematurity Awareness Month. All right, let's see, moving on, more exciting announcements. We talked a little bit about our mobile app for NICU parents, and I'm excited today to tell you that we are launching today our new mobile app for NICU professionals. We wanted to make sure that information about improving family-centered care is readily available through the ease and access of their mobile phone. So our NICU professionals across the country will be able to interact with one another to share best practices and support one another as NICU nurses, but they'll have easy access to information on developmental care, feeding and nutrition, COVID-19, bonding and caring in the NICU through kangaroo care, and so much more. So if you are a NICU professional, we invite you to download that app today from your app store, and we'll send more information again in the follow-up email. So I wanted to let you know, you have heard it here first. We're bringing back the baby shower. We're so very excited. We're grateful to St. David's Healthcare for pledging their support again as our presenting sponsor. We ask you to save the date. This will be taking place May the 13th here in Austin, Texas. And while it's a local event, we are looking at how can we invite families across the country and our supporters to participate and support us through the baby shower in May. So keep your ears open for more information about baby shower, but we're so excited to gather again in person with a special event that so many people truly love and enjoy. So we invite you to save that date. Okay, more announcements. Our guest speaker, oh, I forgot. Our guest speaker, let me tell you real quick, for the baby shower is actually Mindy Henderson. Mindy is a motivational speaker, a coach, a writer, and a podcast host. So sorry, I forgot to mention that. All right, we want to thank all of you for participating today and invite you to get involved. large way or a small way, everything helps us reach more families. Something as simple as rating and reviewing our podcast helps raise awareness of our podcast, helps us reach more families. As I mentioned, we have board opportunities, but we also have committees that you can serve on to help us plan our baby shower, our national conference, and so many other things. And your sponsorship and support means so much. So there are still opportunities to sponsor the conference. If you are representing a major corporate sponsor today, we would love and invite you to participate in sponsoring the conference. Get in early to sponsor the baby shower in May. Start your peer-to-peer fundraising today or plan that through the end of the year would be so helpful to Hand-to-Hold in helping us reach more families. So this brings us to the time for our questions. So let me just look and see if we have any questions so far in the Q&A. I'm not seeing any, but while we wait for any questions that you may have about our announcements today, I want to go ahead and announce our winners of our famous coffee mugs. We've chosen 3 winners today, and they are Christy Wood. I believe Christy is with Seton. Marjorie Stewart Hart. Marjorie is with Sage. And Tara Kempfer. Tara Kempfer. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining us today, and we will get those mailed out to you. So did you say that Susan David is a speaker for the conference? May have missed it. Yes, I did miss it because I didn't say it. It was on the screen, but Susan David, she is a Harvard psychiatrist and the author of Emotional Agility. If you are a Brene Brown fan, Brene featured her on her podcast, and it was so well received, and Brene was so excited about all of the things that Susan David brings about emotional agility. She did multiple podcasts with Susan, so you can find her on Brene Brown's podcast to get to know more about her. She's done an amazing TED Talk. I invite you and encourage you to read her book on emotional agility. I think we all need it right now as we're continuing to navigate COVID and all the challenges that it's brought. But we are so lucky to have her as our keynote speaker. So both parents and professionals will be able to participate in that keynote address for our virtual conference. Okay, I am new and would love to know what the focus is in the baby shower. Okay, absolutely. The baby shower is just a wonderful opportunity for us to come together and celebrate NICU families. I'm a NICU mom, and something I did not get was a baby shower. My baby came well before I was even registered for a baby shower. So it's kind of my own selfish way of having a baby shower every year. But we invite all of our friends and supporters, both from corporations and individuals, to join us here in Austin for a baby shower luncheon. And it is a major fundraiser for us here in Austin. And as I mentioned, we'll be looking for ways to make that a national way for families to participate across the country. Thank you so much, Danielle. I appreciate your question. All right, Marjorie, oh, you're welcome for the mug. Can you share more about the professional community we learned more about today? Yes, Marjorie, actually, I'm really glad you asked that, because we are inviting organizations like SAGE and others. If you have information that you would like to make easier to access for NICU professionals, we're going to invite you to help us put that information in our mobile app for NICU professionals. So I know SAGE is very focused on improving postpartum depression for NICU moms. So if there's information that we would want it, of course, non-branded information, but information about ensuring that moms are accessing support and resources for you, Marjorie, about postpartum depression, but any other medical condition or anything that relates to better educating families and improving family-centered care, we invite you to contact us here at Hand-to-Hold, and we will make sure that that information is available in our mobile app. But also in that mobile app for NICU professionals, like we spoke about, it's an online community, just like our app is for NICU parents. So nurses will be able to connect and have ongoing discussions and share best practices on discharge bereaved families, on ensuring that we have lots of information about RSV available and that we're doing a better job educating and supporting families in the NICU. So that's just a little bit more of what you're going to find in that mobile app for NICU professionals. All right, any other questions? I'll leave it open for just another minute. All right, seeing none, I want to thank you all so much for being here today and joining us for our third quarter Coffee with Kelli. I wish you a very wonderful day full of lots of joy and happiness. And please contact us if you're interested in being involved with Hand to Hold in any of the ways that we talked about today. But you can expect an email from us shortly with all the links that we talked about today. Thank you so much.